everyone. My name is Anissa McFadden, and I've decided to do my multicultural book presentation on The Ring Bearer by Floyd Cooper. The summary of this book is about a little boy named Jackson. He's a part of his mom's wedding, and he's the ring bearer of the wedding. Jackson, throughout the book, is very nervous about being assigned this job and having the responsibility of taking the ring down the aisle and making sure it gets to the groom safely. Also, his this is his stepsister Sophie. She's a flower girl of the wedding, and Sophie's very confident in herself that she'll make it down the aisle without falling, and everything will be great. So as the book goes on, Sophie actually ends up being the one to trip, and Jackson saves the day by saving her before she hits the ground. This book is also great for blended families because it talks about Jackson being nervous about calling his soon to be stepdad dad and about sharing things with his stepsister Sophie. So, when I am teaching this book to my students, the first thing I would have them do is analyze the cover. I would ask them, why do they think Jackson and Sophie is dressed up? Why is Jackson holding a pillow in his hand? And if they know what a ring bearer is. For the students that do not know what a ring bearer is, I'll explain it to them. I'll ask them if they've ever been in a wedding before and things like that. So here on the inside cover page, it's a picture of the pillow with the rings associated with the name ring bearer. There, you look on the first page. Jackson looks like he's nervous and contemplating if he'll be able to deliver the ring down the aisle safely. Here, this is Jackson with his soon-to-be stepdad. I'm playing with soon-to-be stepdad. And here's his soon-to-be stepsister Sophie getting her rose petals together to walk down the aisle. So as you see, the book is very colorful. Great paintings done by Floyd Cooper. I would say the targeted age group and grade would be first graders, so about 7 to 8 years old. Um, the component of literacy I would use for my lesson would be fluency and comprehension. So basically, just have students being able to identify the words and comprehend the meaning of the story. Um, the Maryland Common Core standard I would use would be for the students to be able to describe characters, settings, and major events in a story using key details. Some considerations I would use for English language learners would be maybe if they are not familiar with a lot of words, I would have them use the contextual English strategy where they can look at the pictures and make an educated guess of what will happen in the story as they become more fluent in reading. Another strategy I would use is to make sure to take time out to identify and clarify any words that me and my students may have not went over yet, just so there's no type of confusion and they understand. Um, Follow up activities, I would ask the student to recall a time they have ever had to do a job and was nervous about it. I would also ask them if they have any stepbrothers or sisters, and I'll allow students to talk about any experience they had with their blended family or just their families in general. As a follow up activity, I would have the students draw a picture of a time they were assigned a job. It could be from helping their parents take care of a dog, walking the dog, or taking care of their little siblings or cousin, maybe help wash the dishes. something like that, and have them write a sentence or two about what's happening in the picture.